attend that board meeting and present your information directly to them or arguments directly to the 9-member board. They generally meet the second Tuesday of every month. So you'll be advised of that. With regard to this proceeding, basically there are 4 elements that I have to receive information regarding.
It was a Wednesday morning. Everybody was going about their day, dropping kids off at the daycare center. People are passing on the elevator. And at 9:02, everything changed. It was very difficult to understand what had happened. My concern was, okay, we've got 20 agencies in that building, daycare center on the 2nd floor. You had people coming and going with their children all hours of the day. It was free open access, easy to come and go, and none of that happens now. With the Interagency Security Committee, they've determined the levels of security for the different federal buildings based on the occupants and the missions of the agencies that occupy the space. So now the federal buildings and federal lease space are far more secure.
The Oklahoma City incident was the game changer. Before Oklahoma City, for non-military federal facilities, there was no real standards.
President Clinton in 1995 asked, what is the protocol for assessing security in and around federal properties? And there was none. Our job is to monitor the threat environment and build into our standards those emerging threats that we're seeing more and more of.
This was also considered mission impossible. And the reason they never thought it would come to fruition is because it never been done. Agencies were protected. Don't get me wrong, they were protected well, but there was no real standard.
Here in Washington, D.C., our national headquarters actually was the first building built to those specifications after the bombing. But still, to this day, if you walk around and look at some of the courthouses in your city or wherever, if you look at federal courthouses, you notice big planters on sidewalks, blocking access for vehicles so they can't get on the sidewalk. It's an ongoing challenge. It's constantly evolving.
The threat environment changes almost daily. Every document that we publish is by, for, and through our members. They're the ones that are actually developing the standards and policies that they will have to actually follow.
We always have to have that in mind. Whenever we're producing a policy or a standard, the scope and scale of the differences in federal facilities that are out there, and that comes naturally because our members are part of the process. So we get that baked into the work that we do.
As this video has shown, the strength of the ISC is its members, comprising several dozen partners ranging from law enforcement to organizations like the Smithsonian Institutes. As chief of the ISC, DARYLE HERNANDEZ is quick to point out, a proactive and evolving framework enables the formation of real-time, collaborative working groups that use a host of unique perspectives to study threats and produce standardized guidance that can be instituted holistically across the federal space. These working groups have developed guidance to respond to a variety of conventional challenges that we've seen in the past, including car bombings and active shooters, and today evaluate emerging threat vectors including vehicle ramming, unmanned aerial system or drone attacks, and the insider threat as well. Ultimately, the underpinning philosophy is to treat threats as an inevitability, and that no agency can be complacent in their efforts to mitigate risk. Once standards are identified and implemented, training must be developed to test these protective strategies, build an internal security rigor, and ultimately protect each and every stakeholder to enter federal properties. It is a group effort, constantly building on lessons of the past and dating all the way back to the ISC's foundation after the Oklahoma City bombing.
It's no one person, it's no one group, it is truly a team effort. We have to be accurate, right, perfect, every time. The bad folks are just looking for that one opportunity to act. Oklahoma City bombing proved that. We suggest to our students, you really should go by the Oklahoma City Museum and Memorial and remind yourselves of why you're here.
The memorial is a standing declaration that we weren't beaten. Once they come and they see what it's really about, It gives a new perspective to the example they use in their training. The takeaway is really for people to be more connected. I think that was the key to the success in Oklahoma City on recovery. It was all about everybody working together in a way that we were all better. We lost a lot, but we were not beaten.